Welcome back to Living Local. Our news department here at WHBF-TV just filled an important role on the evening anchor desk. Last week, our station welcomed its newest member to the Local 4 News team, Ann Sterling. Ann joins us in studio today. Welcome to Local 4, Ann, and the Quad Cities.
I feel so welcomed by everybody here. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you so much.
We're pumped to have you here on Living Local today, Ann, and I understand that your career has really taken you all over the country. So where are you from originally?
Okay, we just talked about this a second ago, I know. Originally from West Palm Beach, Florida, and I was recently, within a month, working there in my hometown. I came here for family reasons. I have a 2-year-old little son, and we needed to be in this area. And so I am thrilled, so thrilled to be here.
Well, we are pumped to have you as well. And yes, pulling mom duty right now as well as work duty. So Colton's
my son's right over here.
Her son is here in studio playing with some cars right now. He may find his way into the shot. If he does, that will happen. No big deal there. So Ann, let's step back a little bit. What inspired you to pursue a career in journalism?
Okay, so if you're a college student right now, or if you're a mom that's doing double duty and you're working at school, you're a student at school and you're a mom as well, take it from me. I started school when I was 14 years old. I started work and I wanted to be a veterinarian. I had my sights set on being a veterinarian since I was probably 7 or 8 years old. I landed a job in the kennel, so that, yes, I did clean up the poo for 4 years. And then when I was 18, I moved my way up into the veterinarian's office. Worked through college. So for 8 years, I was at the same veterinarian's office, and I just had my sights set on being a vet. The college part, though, you need that part.
You do. You sure do. It's a great growth opportunity.
But it was very difficult, and I paid my way through school. And so my 4th year in, I knew I wasn't going to make it. It's 7 years to go to vet school. So I diverted at the last second. I did an internship at a TV station, not even on the journalism side. And there's so many different departments in a TV station. So it was in another department, and I kind of just lucked out. And that's how I made my way. 20 years later, here I am.
Wow. It's so interesting to hear how so many different journalists have just different paths that take him to their career. But what have you enjoyed about journalism since you found this career?
I've worked in some amazing cities, and there's pluses and minuses. I wouldn't change my path in any way, shape, or form. I've worked in Los Angeles, I've worked in Vegas, I've worked in Phoenix. I was living in Hawaii. I worked at the ABC affiliate in Hawaii. I've lived in some amazing, amazing places, but sometimes living in bigger cities isn't always better. For example, living in Los Angeles, it's the first time I was able to afford to buy my own house. So here I am in my house with a great pool, and I feel like an adult. I purchased my own home. I used that pool 3 times in the 3 years that I lived there.
Wow.
Because I was working 6 and 7 days a week to be able to afford to live in that home and then dealing with traffic at least 4 hours a day. So there was no work-life balance. The quality of my life was just not there. And that's when you start to refocus and you start to rethink. And I was like, I want a family, I want children, I can't work this many hours and live in traffic. And you have to think about what's best for yourself, what's best for eventually when you have children, and that's why we picked a place like the Quad Cities.
Right, that led you, those family values really led you here to the Quad Cities. So excited to have you on the team anchoring the evening newscast. So, Ann, what will be your role here at the station?
Being the primary anchor and hopefully just connecting, hoping. I mean, if you see me in the grocery store, I am going to have this 30-pound little human being with me, but please stop by and say hello. Connecting with the community is big, I think, for anyone in this position, but that's what the Quad Cities is all about. My neighbors were the first ones to come over and say hi to me. My handyman, I do live by myself with my son. My mom is there briefly in and out. She's going back and forth to and from Florida to help me out during this adjustment. But, I found a great handyman who lives just a few blocks away from me. I mean, he stopped in knowing that I'm a single mom and said, do you need any help? And that's what the Quad Cities is all about.
Right. I'm so glad that you have had such a warm welcome and that you have really collected the whole basis of our community is really like a family here in the Quad Cities, and we're happy to have you a part of it. So, Ann, outside of the newsroom, who is Ann Sterling? What do you enjoy doing?
I think you, Brittany, here, the folks here, Brandy, who's over to the side helping me with my son right now, know what my life is all about outside of work. It is all about my son. He's 2 years old. I wanted to live in a community that was very, family organized and welcoming, and going to soccer games. I mean, Our church life is going to be very important to us here. He loves the playground, so we're learning how to adjust with the cold weather, because being in Florida, you can go to the playground every day. So
right,
that's something if you have any ideas, if you're home right now, please email me, find me on social media. He loves activities. And
but he'll love sledding and making snowmen and all those things that maybe you can't
Thank
do in Florida. So
you.
I love doing those as kiddies, building snow forts and that sort of thing. So I think that he will be just fine. He'll create his little adventures in this winter wonderland here in the Quad Cities. And as you look forward to your new chapter here in the Quad Cities, what excites you the most?
You tell me. I need to know more about the Quad Cities. If you have any ideas, I mean, I know what I've learned through research, but obviously living here is completely different what it says on paper or Google searches. So if you have any ideas, or if you want to tell me anything, reach out to me, please, please, please.
Awesome. Well, Ann, again, thank you so much for being here on Living Local, and we welcome you to the Quad Cities.
Thank you so much. I feel so welcomed here.
Awesome. We love that. You guys can catch Ann weekdays at 4, 5, 6, and 10 right here on WHBF Channel 4. We'll also have those details posted on ourquadcities.com. More Living Local continues after the break. Stay with us.